We are talking the economic impact of March Madness live from Inner Circle Pizza in Canfield, Ohio. And back riding shotgun with me today, Mr. Ralph Fajack.
Ralphie O'Shea today. Ralphie O'Shea.
Good to see you, homie.
Ralphie,
thanks for
yes.
yeah, this is the March
Ralphie
Madness edition, so thanks for dropping by. It is St. Patrick's Day, and I'm repping an old school Syracuse Syracuse Orangeman. Sherman Douglas, my favorite college basketball player of all time. For those of you that are old school, remember the Sherman Douglas, Syracuse Orangeman, Ronnie Cycli, and Stevie Thompson, Derek Coleman. So I'm a huge fan. This is like a great time of year for me, celebrating everything about March Madness.
When did he play? What years? Did you remember? What, in the 80s?
Oh, now you're putting me on the spot.
80s?
1987 to about 1991.
Okay.
So really influential. If you ever could go back and you could Google this, preseason NIT, Sherman Douglas takes the ball, hikes it through his leg, hikes it like a football pass, hits Stevie Thompson in stride in the garden, and he dunks it. And then they went on. Sherman was great at throwing alley-oops. He had about a 12-year NBA career.
Oh, okay.
So anyway, that's some of my favorite memories. Thanks for dropping by today. We're gonna be talking a little bit about March Madness. We're going to intertwine a big surprise for Mr. Fajack today on the show that I can't give away right now at this point.
Are you kidding me?
Right.
I'm already excited. I'm sporting my faded green leprechaun shirt.
That's right.
It was on sale because nobody else has this size.
Oh, okay.
That's what it is.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
All right.
$14.99.
So, Ralph, here's the interesting thing that we were talking about offline is that earlier this week you posted something on LinkedIn about the economic impact of March Madness,
right.
And it's something that I saw, and that's just the power of social media and the engagement factor. So, first thing I want to ask you about is not necessarily March Madness directly, but these college kids are playing hoops. There's a lot of controversy about the tournaments diluted because these kids are in college. I have an opinion on it, but I'd love to see what you think about college kids having the ability to basically say, one and done. I'm going to go to college because it's mandatory, because I can't go make a living in the NBA. So they go to college. They basically go to class for the first semester. They're eligible to play going into the second semester, and then the super ultra talented guys are leaving for the NBA after year one. What do you think about that as a rule?
Well, I talked about this in length with my son. Growing up, I always talked about it, and I told my son, I said, you know what? If you're ever in that position where you're talented enough that you can go 1 year in school into the pros, you have to take the chance. You got to take the chance because it's too risky, I think, as a sophomore, as a junior, whatever. How about if you blow your ACL and you're never the same?
Sure.
And I just think college degrees are fantastic. I think that it shows employers that you're disciplined enough to complete a task by going to college. But getting a degree doesn't guarantee that you're going to be successful in life.
Right.
At all. So what I think is that if it were for my son or these kids, if I would talk to them, I'd say, if you have a chance to go pro, I say do it. Because you can always go back to college.
Look, dude, you signed an NBA contract one time.
One time.
I think the league minimum at this year, even with the collective bargaining, is like $3 million.
How many players in the NBA?
So you can afford a college tuition if you got stroked the $3 million check.
Right. Well, look at it this way. I've been working my whole life. I don't think I've ever made $3 million. I have a decent living and stuff, but these kids are 19, 20 years old getting $3 million. You just hope that they're not buying the Lamborghinis, they're not doing all that stuff. That's the problem.
So should the NBA have an obligation, or these universities that basically are selling students on coming college athletes to come to their university? They obviously are there for a very specific purpose. Should the university take some responsibility to put these kids into a curriculum that prepares them for what that professional life is going to look like, both from a PR, marketing, financial, and all that health perspective?
Not only, Dennis, do I think they should do that for the kids that are in sports, I think they should do that for every kid that goes to college.
Agreed.
I think there should be a curriculum that when you first start in college, granted, you can do, your major and stuff, but I think they should have some mandatory electives that they teach you finance, they teach you the power of compound interest, they teach you the power of insurance. I think it's not only for athletes, but especially for everybody.
Yeah,
I really
absolutely.
do. I
So,
believe that.
do you have a favorite NCAA basketball memory or tournament memory? I mean, you're not a big basketball guy, but everybody watches the tournament.
I watch the tournament. I like Gonzaga. I like Gonzaga. I mean, it's like one of those Japanese Godzilla movies.
Right.
I just like Gonzaga.
Do you realize, though, that they're no longer an underdog?
Oh, I know.
I mean, they're like a number one seed.
Thing.
Okay.
I haven't won in the whole thing, but I like Gonzaga. I mean, I don't know. But, as for like college basketball, I mean, I love Youngstown State Penguins, but I like the Butlers. I like the South Dakota States.
Yeah.
I like that Middle Tennessee won.
Yeah,
I like the underdogs. I like the underdogs in basketball. The other guys like, Kentucky, they have 10 guys and 9 go into the NBA after 1 year. I mean,
Yep.
I'd hate to commit as a player to go to Kentucky if I wasn't going to make the NBA. I'd be like, every year I'm getting different guys. But, my memory is I just like the whole statistical thing about it. I like the whole stat thing of like what it contributes to the economy.
Okay.
What do we spend on beer? I mean, it's amazing how the increase in beer. I mean, it's crazy.
Right. So let's get into the numbers.
Yeah.
All right. So let's talk about this for a second. First of all, and let's just jump off at the office bracket pool.
Mm-hmm. Which we don't do.
You've got a bracket. You fill it out, and you pay attention to see how well or how bad your team does. Some people do analytical research. Some people, like my wife, pick their favorite teams off the color, and she generally wins.
I went to this city.
Right.
I
She
went to that city. I love this city.
They say that the
I
loss
love
of
Louisville.
productivity during March Madness is around $4 billion in industry to businesses.
Distracted employee costs $4 billion per year.
Should companies have a organized bracket challenge like Warren Buffett gives an employee an opportunity to win $1 million if they pick a perfect bracket? And I listened to an interview at the beginning of the week. He said that that their participation rate from I forget how many people Berkshire Hathaway employs has increased 60% year over year, and they've actually just take advantage of this now.
Right.
So what do you think about the office pool?
Well, I would do an office. We don't do an office pool per se, office pool, because we're not really allowed to do that. But, I mean, it's not an office pool. We talk amongst my employees about the bracket,
Sure.
but it's not
an official.
It's not an official. We're not doing anything office related. Just put that out there, everybody.
Gotcha.
But no, we're not. Please, if anybody sees us. But no, I think that I would pay $1 million if somebody got a perfect bracket. The chances of getting a perfect bracket, and I'm going to tell you this.
Yeah.
The chances are 93 quintillion. I don't even know what that number is. 93 quintillion dollars.
I do. It's a boatload of zeros.
It's a boatload of zeros. And the statistic is that a perfect bracket, it's 93 quintillion. They say you have a better chance of hitting the Mega Millions.
Wow.
2 days in a row buying $1 tickets.
See, here's the funny thing is, though, I think in
incredible.
this
It's
in
never
this
been done.
day and age, I think that there's got to be some nerd out there though that's figured out how to code
Analytics.
the analytics of the brackets to fill out every combination possible in order to be able to submit and win this.
If he fills out 93 quintillion brackets, he'll win it. If it's 93 quintillion to 1.
A few college kids sitting around on a couch right now, probably having the same conversation.
Right.
Maybe a little bit enhanced with some help from some other
Oh, I
substances.
agree. Yeah. A little green beer, a little green eggs.
Right.
A little green face.
So, so $4 billion in lost productivity. Here's what I think, though. I think that if you're going to try and use this as a morale builder from an organizational perspective, it could definitely work.
100% agreed.
I worked with, I did some work with a customer, R. Kashmiri and Associates, and what we actually did is we launched a bracket challenge on their Facebook site this week, and we got a couple dozen people to participate. He's giving away a $100 gift certificate to Dick's Sporting Goods and a really cool script, Ohio.
For the best, not a perfect.
For the best, not the
Okay, yeah.
perfect. And it's an awesome opportunity from a marketing perspective that if you get out in front of it and really have a nice giveaway to really engage people into that conversation.
Right.
Fill out the bracket. You'll have 3 weeks worth of it ongoing engagement with those individuals. So we were going to do one for DOYO Live. We did not execute on that because we had one of our sponsors, Ray, do that. And I'm very anxious to see how that turns out. By the way, coming to you live on St. Patrick's Day. This is the March Madness edition of the DOYO Live Marketing Show. Mr. Ralph Fajack coming back for a second time. And then also we are at Inner Circle Pizza in Canfield, Ohio. They have some awesome things going on here today.
What they say, not a green Reuben.
I think this is a nice adult celebration. You come in and sit down and have a good meal. You get a pint of beer, sit back, watch the games, have some corned beef sandwiches. They got
How about like a special pizza or something?
They got a corned beef pizza that's coming out a little bit.
Corned beef pizza.
Gotcha.
They're bringing us one. But no, when you're a little bit more about that morale and everything else, I thought about this. I knew we were doing the show today, and I'm in there, in the morning taking a shower, and didn't shave though. But anyhow, taking a shower and thinking about that, about the morale and everything else in the office. Some people, they don't have family around. They don't have, they might be single. They don't have a spouse. They don't have whatever, and their work is everything for them. Yeah. So when you make somebody that loves sports, or somebody that wants a sense of belonging to to a common goal, I think it makes a lot of sense for these companies to do this. I mean, I really, the morale, it's nice to just sit there and say, how'd you do in the bracket? I lost 4, I lost 5. Oh, so-and-so, Julie over there, she only lost 2. She don't know anything about basketball. It's just a nice camaraderie.
Right.
And that's what I think. I think it gives people a sense of belonging. It gives people a sense of teaming. It gives people a sense of love. Really.
Yeah, and I believe that the explosion of the tournament, who I've been a longtime fan with, and for those of you that do not know, I played small college basketball, and so since I've been about 14, 15 years old, I think the statute of limitations have passed, but I skipped school pretty much through high school. College, once the college season was
those New Yorkers.
Pure rebel, right?
Yeah.
Stay home on every Friday. Arrange my work schedule for literally the past 30 years to watch March Madness on Friday heading into the weekend. So it's obviously a huge thing. Let's talk about some of the economic numbers. So $4 billion loss on productivity, but Dayton, Ohio has held since 2001 the first 4 in, which is kind of a play into the tournament. So you're in, but you're not technically in. That's been a $66 million push to the economy in Dayton, Ohio since 2001.
Dayton, Ohio.
Everybody looks at the first 4 and they say, not really a big deal.
Right. Great article out there, by the way. Oh, that's the one I posted. I'm sorry. Anyhow, it's pictures. I like pictures. I'm a picture guy. But no, that's on my Facebook. Matter of fact, let me just say I have my business Facebook page up and running now. And it's Ralph Fajack, and you can see it. It's out there. And then also at LinkedIn. But anyhow, I want to just give a shout out to my moms out there. Hi, Mom. Love you.
Hi, Miss Fajack.
Hi, Miss Fajack.
Becky Bertuzzi, thanks for dropping by. She's one of our committee members. Ryan Martino, thanks for dropping by, a former guest on the DOYO Live Marketing Show.
And I also saw my lovely fiancée, Veronica Williams, out there. Hi, Ronnie. I love you.
That's good stuff.
They went to 4,000 people or something. Anyhow, okay, Ronnie, I love you. My beautiful fiancée.
All right, so let's
break
it
down.
Numbers.
Average single game ticket this year cost about $477.
Wow.
$477. Now, that's secondary market, of course. If you get primary or whatever, it's not that, okay?
Yep.
Key statistic. How many extra cases of beer do you think are produced during the thing? 3.5 million.
Well, that's staggering.
Staggering. Extra cases. Not normal case, extra cases of beer.
This is a huge...
I'm going to have
the economic impact of the tournament goes so much beyond the brackets. It's simply amazing. And one of the beliefs I have is not only has this brand been around, you go back to the Larry Bird Magic Johnson championship game, which is still one of the most watched championship NCAA basketball games of all time, and it was held in the college arena. It wasn't in the big football stadiums as it is at this point. So this brand has been growing since the late 70s to where we're at. And then you have the influx of people that are now college educated. We have more college educated people in America than ever. So now that becomes an interesting fact. Along with the brackets, that you get to participate, and everybody has this little bit of this tie, this piece to the directional school, the big school, the small school, the favorites. So it speaks to the fact, and usually now St. Patrick's Day is around, so 3.5 million cases of beer.
3.5 million cases of beer. Okay. 90% of all the fans going to see the final game, in Phoenix, I think is what they're saying, right?
Yep.
125,000 fans are expected to go. 90% will be coming from out of state. That's where you get the inflow of all the money going into your community.
Yeah, so
it's fantastic.
It's a really big deal for your each round. When you look at the TV, there's a lot of controversy over the fact that the first and second round games aren't completely sold out or well attended. But even a moderately attended event is still generating a ton of revenue for the hotels, for the bars, for the restaurants,
right,
and the community.
Right. 14 cities will host the NCAA tournament.
Yep.
So they're going to spread the wealth around 14 cities in America, which is fantastic.
It is, and they rotate that through. So Cleveland has been a host, Pittsburgh's been a host, and when I
went to the Cleveland one up at Cleveland State, yeah, and West Virginia played.
That is awesome. I went down when I was living in Columbus, Ohio. My son at the time was about 4 years old, and I took him to the first and second round, and we kind of hung out, and then I took him home, and then I went back and hung out
and green beer.
yeah.
I'm telling your wife.
So
don't know what to say after that one.
No.
I got you.
So 4 years. So we go back. I'm hanging out in the bar in between games, and the cool thing is that there were fans from Michigan State, North Carolina State, and everybody's watching the game, and everybody's sharing in this similar experience. Back to what you're saying, and then they're heading out to their game, and they're heading out to their game, and they're all coming back. Mm-hmm. And so it's a really cool environment to be a part of.
Yeah. A couple more things I just like to say.
What else you got?
I got here. Okay, Mike Krzyzewski, Coach K.
Coach K. My favorite college team, by the way, although I got a Syracuse jersey on, I'm a Doogie.
Okay, you're a Doogie?
I'm a Doogie.
Doogie Howser? Okay, no. But no, Coach K, he's been the longest active coach in the NCAA. I mean, he's the longest active coach out there,
correct.
Okay? But his 2016 salary, okay, if we don't think it's big business, drum roll.
Yeah.
2016, don't shake the phone too much. Anyhow, 2016, $7.3 million.
Zynga!
7.3 million coaching. Well, there's money. That's the money.
It is, and there's an interesting point behind that as well. So I think though we have some food from the owners here at Inner Circle Pizza in Canfield, Ohio. And why don't we just bring that around?
Bring it here.
We've got a nice Facebook
Michael,
live.
thank you, Michael. How are you, Mike?
You're welcome.
So
Mr.
first
Napa, Michael
wearing
his green.
What do we got here?
These are Irish nachos.
Irish
nachos.
These are going to be amazing.
And they're available today over here at Inner Circle.
A nice
Canfield.
order of Inner Circle wings. If you could smell, we can invent that, Ralph.
Here's what I'm going to invent. I'm going to just tell you guys just a little. If we can make wings taste like Hall's menthol cough drops.
Is this for our table?
Yes.
Who got the salad?
The skinny guy over there. Hey, skinny guy over there, that's your salad.
What salad is that?
What
Ralph?
salad is that? That is, oh my God. Oh my, I feel so bad. This is the Mallory salad. The Mallory salad. This Mallory salad, okay, named after their daughter, Mallory Naffa. Just a quick off the spot here. We were next door neighbors when I moved back from California. My son, Nick, was about 2-3 years younger than Mallory. Mallory would come outside and play. She had a nice little dress on, nice little white shoes with ankle socks. My son would go out there with boogers hanging down, ripped jeans, shirts, ripped. Mallory, let's play, Mallory. Okay, Nikki, let's play. Nikki was probably, how old am I, 2-3 years old?
Yep.
Mallory come out there playing a little bit. My man, Nick, would just tackle her. Pull her down to the ground. Mallory's going down to the ground. Okay, Nick. Okay, I don't think I want to play anymore. Nick is just bullying her down. But for the love I have for Mallory and this Mallory salad, unbelievable. I love Mallory, and the Naffas are great.
Thank you, Mike, very much.
Great
Thank you.
people.
You're welcome.
Yeah, we
Great
really
people.
appreciate this.
I said I'm going to invent the Hall's Mentholyptus wings because I have a little bit of a cold. So I'm going to put Halls on wings and then have them so I can get my appetite and my cold.
How about I just put some extra hot sauce
Oh,
on
there we go. I got extra hot sauce.
Clear your sinuses
That's right. I'm
really
just
good.
like, oh my gosh,
And
good.
this is one of our specialties. It's our Reuben pizza.
Reuben pizza
You
today.
gotta love that.
Reuben pizza today.
Get here, Inner Circle
Get here.
Pizza in Canfield, Ohio.
And tell them Ralph and Dennis sent you.
Great.
It won't get you anything extra, but
No, it won't, but
you'll get here.
watch some basketball, have a couple pints of beer, get home safe. Plus, we have something special from Uber today as well.
Yeah.
So Uber and I had a
I'm
conversation
taking Uber today.
last year. Well, you know
Michael,
what?
thank you.
Thank you, Michael.
Love you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you,
So
Mike.
unfortunately, if you already are an Uber taker, or an Uber person, the gift certificate won't hold up. But if you're new to Uber, it's St. Patrick's Day. We actually have a sponsorship by Uber to provide you with a $15 certificate on your first ride. So if you sign up with Uber, courtesy of DOYO Live and Uber, we'll make sure that we post this in the post or in the show notes. You could grab that link. Get a free Uber ride. Don't take any chances. There's going to be a lot of OVI checkpoints out. You want to be safe, regardless if there's checkpoints or not. It's St. Patrick's Day. You want to have a good, clean, safe day. And thank you, Uber, for hooking us up. And if you already have an Uber account,
I have one, but I'm Ralph Fajack today.
maybe you start a new one. You get that one. You get that one free ride.
Ralph Fajack.
So anyway, let's jump back into it. We got some food here that we can consume. I'm going to get into that here in a second. So, here's the interesting thing. So. Coach K makes $7.3 million, but the other interesting thing, and we don't want to get too controversial here, but he makes more than the university president of Duke.
Of Duke, yeah.
How do we justify that?
What's he bringing in? I'm a capitalist. So if he's being paid $7.3 million, he's bringing in a hell of a lot more than what he's being paid.
So let me kind of just break this down for you from an ROI perspective. Grant Hill had about an 18, 20-year career in the NBA. He pulled down over $200 million in his NBA career. And the amount of NBA superstars that have come from Duke University is astounding. And if you go out and you Google on Netflix, there's a documentary about selling the official rules that Dr. James Naismith wrote. There was an auction that took place, and the University of Kansas and the Duke players got into a bidding war over who was going to win that, and the numbers became absolutely staggering. So all those guys that then made it into the NBA from Duke University, some direct impact is the money that they've given back to the university. And then you've got the alumni that support, obviously, through that money gets filtered in, and really, at the end of the day, pays for all the other sports programs at the university.
Well, that's it. I mean, it's like, I always tell people, they say, oh my gosh, these baseball players make so much, these football players make so much. They wouldn't make that much if the company that they're playing for, look at my mom, she wants food. Okay, Mom, I'll get you food. The company that they're playing, or the team they're playing for, didn't make that money. No way Coach K can get 7.3 if they're pulling in $3 million.
No, not.
You know what I'm saying?
No way possible. And, and so the challenging part about that for people to kind of understand. I lived in Columbus for 7 years, and we were about a mile and a half south of the football stadium. And every Saturday, it was a $20 to $30 million net every Saturday on a home football game in Ohio State. That's a $100 million football season alone beyond that brand.
Right.
And so that's the thing that I don't think people realize when it starts talking about college athletics.
And that opens up a whole new.
And that's
you know what I mean? Should these kids be getting paid?
So I did a Twitter chat this morning because
I think they should.
Yeah, absolutely. So I teach a social media marketing class down at Youngstown State University, and this morning we did a Twitter chat for class, and isn't that just the coolest thing in the world? At 8 a.m., you're a college kid. You don't have to schlump it to class. It's St. Patrick's Day, so I know my chances of having a full audience anyway is fairly limited. So we integrate social media. Obviously, it's a class that we do, and we did a Twitter chat, and I asked that question. And I have a number of college athletes, and I said, do you think that college athletes should get paid? And the response was actually pretty interesting, that most of the individuals, even the college basketball players and other athletes, said, no, we get a scholarship. And I found that to be quite fascinating.
That is fascinating. But, when you look at, here's another stat that's out there. The average D1 men's basketball player receives about $120,000 over their 4-year period in scholarship. Okay, so about $120,000 average. Now, you go to Duke or you go to Mississippi or whatever. I mean, they vary in thing. But, the average NBA rookie earns 17 times more per year to $1.99 million, almost $2 million, the average rookie in the NBA. So, I just think, what's the percentage that makes the pros? 2%? 2%, if that?
And when they draft in the NBA, there's two rounds of the draft. I think 48 people.
That's it.
Out of all these teams that you're seeing right here. There's 64 teams in the tournament that have 15 players per team, and we're not even talking about the other, I think, 150 Division I college athletes that are
Right.
out there. The kids that go play overseas to develop their craft to come back in year 2, 3, and 4 to continue to try out. So it is obviously, we talk about picking a perfect bracket. It's almost hitting the lotto as
Right,
well
right.
with the NBA.
If I was a college athlete, I would want to get paid. I would want to get paid. My thing is, it doesn't have to be big monies, but yeah, you get a scholarship, okay, good. And you're not taxed on that scholarship.
Correct.
Which is a good thing. Now, if you get paid, you probably will be taxed, because that doesn't,
You know what I noticed in Columbus especially is that the obviously the Ohio State football program is at the top of the food chain, and the guys that played are made men. I mean, the people that what they do, whether or not they go on to have a pro career or not, they leverage that Ohio State football badge, and they are in the community, and they leverage that for opportunity.
Right.
And
right.
a lot of it comes in PR and marketing and things like that.
Right.
Let's talk a little bit about gambling.
Ooh.
So $9.2 billion will be wagered on the NCAA tournament
Legally.
No, that it's actually 8.9 billion will be wagered illegally.
Right. So in other words, 9.2 billion legally, 8.9 of that 9.2 illegally. So what is illegally? What we're talking about.
I mean, I think that if we have an office pool and there's money on the line,
That's illegal.
That's illegal. Yes.
Because it doesn't go through the, let's say, tax system. And so the legal part of it, the 1.3 billion or so, goes through Vegas, goes through whatever, and there's that number. Look at the number with the zeros. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, absolutely.
But that's amazing. But I mean, let's say we golf, and I say, I bet you $50 that I beat you on the first 9. That's illegal betting. But
right.
I mean, come on. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we're not changing lives here. We're not you're not wagering your pink slip to your car, and you know what I mean? I mean, that's a staggering statistic.
I think that we're probably anywhere between a day and 2 years away from there being an opportunity that will be recognized from a financial and economic gain standpoint.
Like an American NCAA tournament that you put money in, and then it's
legalized gambling throughout all 50
awesome.
states.
Yeah.
I mean, that day's coming. So now we talk a little bit about marketing. Our favorite topic on the DOYO Live Marketing Show, that and hoops today.
Hoops.
With Mr. Ralph Fajack coming back for the second time. And by the way, all of you that are participating on this show, this guy right here has, I believe, the most views of anybody that we've had over the past 6 months. So it's just getting bigger. There's only room for one person in this camera.
That's right. And I take up all of it too. And speaking of bigness, can we just go back a little bit? I watched the Florida State game last night.
Okay.
Did you watch the game?
I did not.
Okay. What size shoe do you wear?
Well, that's interesting. So I only now this is interesting. So right now I've got a pair of, I don't know if you know what these
Jordans?
are. I got a pair of Air Jordan 3s on.
Ooh.
They're the cements. Now this is a classic.
Yeah, that is a classic.
Hold this up. All right. So
Vanna White, I'm sorry, he just pulled a groin.
Oh God! When I turned 40,
Uh-huh.
You hit 40 and it's a seminal number.
I'll hit it soon.
And my wife's like, yeah, right. So my wife's like, what do you want? What do you want to do? And I said, I want a pair of Air Jordan 3s. She's like, guys get Harleys. They put bars in their basement. I said, no,
It probably costs as much as a Harley.
They cost a couple bucks. But the point of the story is when these came out in 1988, growing up in Mobile, Ohio, God bless my dad, love my dad tremendously, set a tremendous work ethic example for me and my sister. But, it's a steel mill household, right? And we weren't getting a $100 pair of Jordans in 1988.
I had one pair of Nike Cortez.
Right.
They were $49.95. I wore them 10th, 11th, 12th grade.
Yeah, right? So the symbolism behind that, and the fact, too, that I was now able to actually afford a pair of these Jordans. And then the other thing about it is that is the Morris Blackman, Michael Jordan commercial.
Oh, okay.
That was when that came out, and that just had profound impact on me from basketball, from advertising, from marketing. I thought those commercials, they were done in black and white. They were just done differently.
Right.
And it was something, and I gravitated towards that. So
So what size shoe?
I
What
break
size?
these out once a year.
Okay, what
size 9.
Size 9. Okay, I'm a size 14. You would think, oh my gosh, a 14. So you say, Fajack, you got a 14 size shoe. I'm 6'5". I'm not going to say my weight. Let's say I'm pushing over 300. Don't say nothing, Ronnie. Anyhow, so I have a size 14. I'm 6'5". This one kid playing for Florida State, 7'4", 22 Triple E.
Oh,
22 Triple E.
that's a cruise ship.
That is a cruise ship. You know what Shaq's? 21 Triple E.
Maroon.
Yes.
I know, right?
22. And the kid didn't look, he looked athletic.
Yeah.
He looked, I don't know what his name was. I forget what his name was, but they had a 7'1" and a 7'4" kid. And the kid looked athletic. My son goes, oh, I bet he can't even run up and down the court. The kid was a gazelle.
Getting up and down. It's amazing.
It's amazing.
These people are getting bigger. And they're
Unbelievable.
like 7-footers are playing the game like a guard now. It's incredible.
Yeah.
Holly Schiraldi, my cousin, thanks for joining. My sister, Melissa Ardro, thanks for joining. Stephanie Valpini, my neighbor, thanks for joining. Appreciate your support. And everybody else that has jumped on today. It means everything to us that you stop by the DOYO Live Marketing Show.
I won't do that.
Live here at the Inner Circle in Canfield, Ohio, having some awesome deals on
Got to
St.
get here
Patrick's
tonight.
Day.
Get here tonight. The TVs, the NCAA tournaments, the food. Look at this.
So what we want to talk about a little bit is advertising. $213 million spent on advertising. 5 biggest advertisers during March Madness. GM, AT&T, I'm sorry, 3 biggest. AT&T, GM, and Capital One.
Unbelievable. And they, GM, they're spending $93 million. AT&T, $75 million.
Correct.
Capital One, $45 million. You know why they do? The return. That's the return.
Now,
they wouldn't spend that if they didn't get the return.
Why do you think it's those 3 organizations?
They got the most money.
It's easy. Apple's got a lot of money.
Apple. Well, you know what? I don't think Apple's clientele per se would be sports orientated. What's everybody? Oh, no. I'm just saying. I think Apple's more of a trendy, earthy type, as opposed to
they don't
basketball.
associate themselves.
They don't
with
associate
sports.
themselves with sports. That's all I'm trying to say.
Capital One.
I don't know why. I never had anything to do with Capital One. Never had a credit card from them. They don't even send me junk mail. What the heck's wrong with? They spend $45 million and don't send me junk mail.
I don't know this for a fact, but I'm guessing that they obviously look at
Probably
this
alumni
demographic of college students that they make it very accessible to get them credit and
return on their money.
Yeah, it's return on their money. So you have to be aware of that when you're signing up with the fine print with a Capital One or.
Which isn't bad. I mean, that's that's not bad.
Right. What else we got?
What other stats?
So,
the price of tickets, we said $477 average. Attendance, let's see, retail ticket price for all session pass. Okay, like the all session pass. It's a weekend getaway or whatever.
Let's talk about the increase in order of pizzas.
Oh.
So during March Madness, pizza joints, you need to get out in front of this. And then we might be a little bit too late, but you still have this weekend, and you've got 2 more weeks of March Madness to capitalize. The increase of pizzas that are delivered by fans, losses versus wins, 20%. It's a 20% delta. So pay attention to the tournament and adjust, so you don't have to have these big ad buys anymore, where you got this billboard thing or you got the newspaper and you've had to plan this out. You could actually get down on your Facebook marketing real time or on Twitter real time, look for trending hashtags by location, and then all of a sudden, based upon a win or a loss, put that stuff out there. You got a losing team? Hey, we want you to feel, we got some comfort food. We'll make you feel better.
Right.
We'll throw in
corned beef.
We'll throw in
corned beef pizza.
Corned beef pizza.
From Inner Circle. And how about this? 9% increase in orders of desserts.
I'm going here. Go ahead.
Go ahead. I mean, it's smelling so good.
All right, go ahead.
Yeah, it's like
you carry us for
You know what it is? You ever see the things on like YouTube where the dog puts the treat on its nose and it doesn't move? Well, that's like me going like this. I'm one of them dogs that puts a treat on the nose and doesn't move. I gotta eat it. I can't do it. But so 9% increase in desserts after a loss.
Yeah.
So they're probably saying,
a little jalapeno clean.
well, yeah. I know. I should just shove them right up my nose, clean my sinuses. But they're probably saying, hey, what the heck? My team lost. Give me a creme brulee.
I will tell you right now.
I want a creme brulee.
I put myself, Mr. Social Media, on a self-imposed social media ban.
Okay.
During sporting events and political debates. It goes nowhere and it does me no good.
Right.
Now, there are times that I have a few adult beverages, sitting around the house, have an IPA, watching the hoops game.
And I like IPA.
That will happen later today.
Yes, yeah.
And so
that's why I'm taking Uber.
So my defense mechanism goes down a little bit.
Right. Yeah. Right. That's right. Well, I told you. I think I told you this. I'm going to invent an application that after 11 o'clock, you have to blow into your phone, and if you blow any alcohol at all, your phone's shut off. You can't. All you can do is make emergency calls.
Emergency calls.
That's it.
Because no drunk texting.
No, because there's been times that I've put something on Facebook, and unfortunately, it was during the political times, and I just got so emotional sometimes. Anyhow, I put something on Facebook, and I'm thinking, oh my God, it's 2:30 in the morning. I probably should remove that because I don't. It's not. My business and politics should be separate. I don't want to keep it, because I told somebody one time, you'll offend 50% of your clientele if you take a hard stance on something. So, you know what? That's what I thought. Anyhow, I'm gonna get that application.
I try
gotta eat some more of this.
I try to avoid, sending tweets out. But here's what happens.
And stop. I had one from you the other night at 3:30 in the morning. Now stop it. I'm calling your wife,
dude. I know. I got it. Yeah, I got issues.
What are we gonna do?
So here's what we're gonna do. So we're gonna go to Twitter, and everybody's on Twitter, especially during basketball games and sporting events, right? And I get it. But that's what their go-to during sporting events, and they're going to vent. Right. They're going to say what they're going to say. That's a prime opportunity for businesses, especially in this food industry, to grab that. I mean, it's work.
Right.
It is not easy, but you set up your hashtag. Right. You look at the advanced location, and you see the people that are complaining, and you can send them the @messages.
Like, here's a creme brulee.
Engage with them.
Order a creme brulee.
That's what this is for.
Right. If your team lost, you order the creme brulee.
You will totally get a big win by doing that. You will build an audience, and that is a real thing. That's a great way to leverage social media.
Get sour cream on your thumb. Jeez, double dipping.
All right.
New sour cream, please.
So,
no, I'm teasing.
What else you got? What else you got for me?
This is a cool one, okay? This is the 79th NCAA tournament, okay? They have grown from a 8-team field in 1939 to where we are today. So the first NCAA tournament, who was in it? Ohio State and Oregon. Ohio State scored a whopping 33 points.
Did they still have the peach basket in there?
Yeah, it was. And a roll of socks and they didn't have duct tape back then. I think it was horsehide. But Ohio State 33, Oregon 46.
It's the last time Oregon beat us in anything.
Exactly. So if you took the under 90, you won in 33 or 39.
Yeah,
you won, right?
Incredible.
Okay, second thing. Most team to win the NCAA tourney. Most team, or the
most
one
wins.
at the most wins. UCLA, 11.
Wizard of Westwood, John Wooden. I tell you what, if you ever get the opportunity to read Pyramid of Success, it translates way out of basketball. John Wooden was a process guy, and he had this Pyramid of Success, and there's foundations that are so applicable in the business world, and that's how he built his teams. It wasn't necessarily that he was so focused on wins and losses. He was focused on the process of getting better each and every day, and not just developing these young men from a athletic perspective, but a social consciousness perspective as well. If you look at Lou Alcindor, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Bill Walton, these guys are individuals, love them or hate them, are intelligent athletes that took a stance, polarizing and controversial at times, but took a stance,
had chutzpah,
and stood for something.
Right.
And that was the John Wooden philosophy, instilling, molding young men to do things like this.
Right.
Right. All right, so Ralph, we're coming down to the end of the show. We had one nice announcement with Uber. Again, we're going to give you an opportunity. If you've not Ubered it around, it's March Madness. It's St. Patty's Day. Be safe out there. We are in Inner Circle in Canfield, Ohio. They've got some awesome things going on. We're going to get ready to chow down here in just a minute. Thank you, everybody, for dropping by today. We're going to do 10 questions with Ralph Fajack.
Yes, I love 10 questions.
And then my big giveaway. Are you ready?
Wait. I feel like I'm on the Letterman show. Did he do the top 10?
I have to go down to 11 then.
Oh.
Or up to 11 or down to 9. Just to be different.
Let's do 10.
Okay. Ready?
Letterman
This one's probably pretty easy.
Oh, come on. I see that one already.
Big man or guard?
Big man. Size 14.
But dude, like the big man.
But now I'd be a point guard.
You'd be a point guard.
At 6'5", I'd be a point guard.
Slam dunk or three-pointer?
Slam dunk.
Really?
You know why?
Okay. Lay it on me.
Statistically speaking, you'll have a better stat, more shots made on attempts. So I like to slam. If it were I would love to be able to shoot three-pointers. Excuse me. But if it were I would do the slam dunk.
3 points worth 3. A slam dunk, momentum-wise, is probably worth 10.
Right.
You get a big dunk
in a home
everybody's
crowd,
jacked.
or you shut the home crowd down if you're visiting.
All right. Would you rather be? This is kind of like the white man can't jump question.
God.
Would you rather lose, look pretty and lose, or win ugly?
Oh wow, that's tough. I'm sort of like I like to win, but I don't like to look ugly. I mean, I would say I would like to win. No, you know what? I would like to lose pretty.
Look pretty and lose.
Yeah.
You're
I mean, when I say pretty, I don't mean looking pretty, like facial. How about sportsmanship?
okay.
I would
fine.
like to lose with gracious sportsmanship.
That's cool.
As opposed to win and be a SOB.
Would you rather be a Cinderella story in the tournament and go to the Sweet 16 and lose, or be Duke and win every year?
Cinderella, Sweet 16, because then I'd have a movie deal.
It'd be amazing.
It'd be a movie deal.
Nike, Adidas, or Converse?
Well, before you go there,
Okay.
the 16 never beat a 1.
Not yet.
No, not yet.
St. Mary's, though, in the first half last night played really well.
Yeah, they didn't win though.
No, they did. It's a 40-minute game.
If you're Sweet 16 and go to, if you're Cinderella, go to Sweet 16. That's perfect.
Everybody still remembers the Cleveland State.
We're gonna
days.
eat. We don't want to eat on camera because
We're slobbing it down.
I'm a noisy eater.
Nike, Adidas, or Converse?
Oh, I got my Nike Cortez.
Magic or Bird?
I love Magic.
Showtime.
No, I just think it's in. I look at the man, and Larry Bird was a great athlete.
Yep.
But Magic, again, we were talking about. He came up Cinderella kind of. He was, African American, and back that time it was a little bit more difficult.
Yeah.
And I just think, and I heard him. He talked at one of our conferences in St. Louis.
Oh, really?
At Stiefel. Phenomenal. I sat right there. He's a phenomenal. What he's doing for the inner city, and he's a spokesperson for AIDS. He's now involved in the Lakers.
His business dealings are amazing.
Business dealings are amazing, and I think he's a great. And I hate to say role model because that puts a lot of pressure on people, but I think he's a great role model to every kid.
Okay.
Not inner city or whatever.
I was a Magic guy growing up.
Love Magic. I lived in LA in '84. So I was in Los Angeles when I graduated.
Time.
Yeah, when I graduated from Youngstown.
All right, so not everybody's the hugest basketball fan in the world, but a lot of people remember this. Do you remember where you were when Christian Laettner hit the shot versus Kentucky in the tournament to beat him in the Spectrum?
I think I was eating pizza at Inner Circle.
All right.
I don't remember. I remember when he hit it, though, but I was so surprised.
I was in a pizza shop in Columbus, Ohio.
Well, I was surprised. He really didn't have a great pro career.
It was okay.
That's what I'm saying. It was okay, but
financially, it was pretty good.
I'd take it.
Okay, if you had to win one game, you want John Wooden, Bobby Knight, Coach Krzyzewski, or Tom Izzo?
Bobby Knight, because if you can take what Bobby Knight gives you, you're preparing yourself for life.
So I went to a few basketball camps along the way. It wasn't many. I went to maybe 2, maybe 3 from the time I was in the 7th grade to a senior in high school, and my dad always wanted to send me to IU to go to Bobby Knight's basketball camp. He's a huge Bobby Knight guy, right? He goes, I'm sending your little ass to
You're like, no, Dad,
I
please.
go, no
I'll
way.
cut the grass.
I go,
I'll wash the car.
I'm not going to Indiana to go
No.
to basketball camp. You know, that would have been a big sacrifice. I was like, no, I'm not going. I'm going to Slippery Rock's basketball camp.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
not going to IU.
They give you donuts at halftime at Slippery Rock. not that against Slippery Rock.
Right.
Well, all I'm saying is, though, I'd like to have Bobby Knight coach, just because if you can get through him, you're prepared for
The
everything.
preparation for life.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, one shining moment. That plays at the end of the tournament. They cut the nets down. It's one shining moment.
Yeah.
The ball is tipped. The Teddy Pendergrass or Luther Vandross version?
Luther Vandross, man. Luther, he's good kissing material. I'm going to just, a real quick story here. I just like to talk. I'm sorry, but quick story. As you guys know, my father passed away since the last time I think I did this show. And he was a detective, 33 years in Youngstown. My first best friend. You know, I miss him dearly. But anyhow, so I'm at Planet Fitness, and I'm working out, and I'm listening in my earphones. All of a sudden, Luther Vandross comes on, Father Dance, or Dance With Me, Father, or something. I start crying. I started crying, and that's the sensitive side of me, so this is real from my heart, guys. I started crying in Planet Fitness listening to that song. So Luther, my man Luther, it's good for making out and good for crying. Making out, Ronnie. Put Luther on. No.
St. Patty's Day. Green beer or no green beer?
No green beer.
Guinness?
No, I don't like that. I'm an IPA guy. Now, if IPA was green, I would do it, but I just don't like the green beer because I just don't like it.
So you got a favorite St. Patrick's Day memory?
I really don't. I know that when I was in California, they celebrated a little bit more than we do here.
Okay.
You know, and there used to be a bar out there called McConaughey's.
Sure.
So that's, of course, Irish. And when you'd go there, and this is when I was 22 years old, out of college, and I was a bodybuilder, powerlifter, and I was a lot thinner and stuff then. And so I remember I wore a green, like, tighter T-shirt. And the ladies there kind of enjoyed my biceps and stuff by looking at them only, you know, Mom.
That doesn't surprise me.
And yeah, well, you know, I go into a room and I try to be the loudest one. My whole goal in life is to walk into a place I've never been in before and everybody already knows my name. That's my goal. That's my goal. I want to walk into a place I've never been there. I walk in, they'll say, "Hey, there's Ralph Fajack. There's Ralph Fajack." That's the key.
Well, that's why we get you on the DOYO
That's
Live
why we got-
Marketing Show.
yeah, that's
Actually,
right, that's right.
It's funny is that I did a commercial here for a person that we're working with, and they actually said, "Hey, we know you." And I said, I go, I don't know how.
I love her, Kim.
I have no idea. They go, you did that show with Ralph Fajack.
That's funny. That's funny.
So here's one for you. I'll leave you with this one.
Okay.
So, living in New York City, kid from Lowville, living in New York City, St. Patrick's Day rolls around, and it's a really big deal. It's an 8-hour parade.
Oh, especially New York.
And so I moved there after 9/11, and it's a very sobering time in New York City. It was on, it was healing, and they had a troop of police and firemen because there's obviously the Irish community runs so deep into the police and into the service of
Right.
police and firemen, and they were carrying a flag for every deceased member that was killed in that tragic incident 9/11. So it was moving. It was just overwhelming, in the sense of that coming down. Fifth Avenue in New York City was just something that I'll never forget. And then that parade spills out onto the Upper East Side of Manhattan on 87th and 5th. And there's the Upper East Side is littered with tons of Irish pubs, like all over New York City.
Right.
And all these people basically just roll over into the bars. And it's not like anywhere else where you celebrate St. Patrick's Day on a Saturday before. They do it on they do it on St. Patrick's Day. If it's
Right.
Tuesday,
They'll do it.
We're drinking beer on St.
Right,
Patrick's
right.
Day. So,
Which
of course,
should be.
I roll into one of my favorite pubs on the Upper East Side, hang out and have some pints. Police and firemen are walking in, and everybody's just, you really thank them for their service. And then the bagpipers walk into these little pubs, and they start blaring, and you can't even hear yourself think. But it gives me the chills thinking about it. Takes me back there. So that's my St. Patty's Day memory. Anyway,
So wait. So mine really, I sound like a creep.
okay.
Compared to yours. I'm talking about my arms and girls in California, and I'm almost crying because I'm thinking of the blue and the bagpipes. I'm sorry, I'm not really a creep out there. I couldn't think of anything. I was nervous.
That was good. It was good. I liked it.
I'm
All right.
filling my arms here.
So here's what we're gonna do. We're at Inner Circle Pizza. Thank you so much for giving us a home for the DOYO Live Marketing Show today. Remember, DOYO Live Marketing Interactive Design Conference is going to be August 2nd and 3rd, Youngstown, Ohio. Early bird tickets are on sale. You can get those now. We've got over 20 hours of content that's going to be presented at the conference, so it's going to be an amazing opportunity to come network, build awareness for you, for your brand, and hear some really great, awesome speakers, advance your competency in marketing and sales, design as a business owner, and I think you're going to love that. And the one thing that I'm going to do today is that this guy here has been really amazing to me personally, and also been very great to DOYO Live since last year. And we're going to get him to the conference because we're going to float Mr. Ralph Fajack a free ticket to DOYO Live.
Give me a kiss. Give me a kiss.
So, dude,
Well,
I can't give the promo code because then everybody's going to go grab the free ticket.
Right.
But as soon as we get off, I'll make sure you got the promo code. You're in for free, and we want to just do that as a compliment.
I appreciate it.
That's what we do.
Inner Circle.
To our influencers and to our supporters
Thank you,
and our
Dan. I
fans.
deeply appreciate it.
We want you there.
I will not miss it.
I don't know that we wanted to try and figure if we could get you to speak somehow. We know you'd be good at that, but we definitely want you present during the day. So we're going to float you that ticket to the conference. All right, man?
I do appreciate it. Check it out, everybody. I appreciate it. It's great for the community. It's great for everybody. And this isn't the wave of the future. This is now. So if you're not doing what he does for your business, you're behind the 8 ball. It's not the wave of the future. If we had this conversation in 2002, that's wave of the future. Today.
Thanks,
so
Ralph.
Look him up.
Thank you for doing this today, Ralph. Really appreciate you taking the time.
Free food.
And thanks for dropping by, everybody. We'll see you. Have a great week. And